We made it up to the section that we were actually exploring last year. This is where we found a bunch of gold underneath tailings. We got Scott right behind me, Mountaineer Matt, Prospector Matt, and we're gonna find some good gold today. Oh yeah, that's an awesome pan. Nice.
Guess that's where I'm digging.
Welcome to Mayhem Prospecting. Today I'm on a section of river that I've actually been to a few times before, and I have a good buddy here with me, Inside Bend Prospecting, Mr. Matt, and we are waiting on a few other buddies to come down as we speak. Whoa! You good, Matt? Mountaineer Matt and Scott decided to join us today. We're gonna have some fun for a few days. So compared to my last video, I'm actually downstream about 1,000 yards, and we're a lot closer to this huge rock face. We have a bunch of gulches that come down. All the old workings are right here above us where we're camping out at, and they're all spilling down. So we're gonna dig under a bunch of big boulders and all along the sides here on these bars, and then we're gonna go ahead and explore downstream, and hopefully we'll be running into some pretty cool stuff that nobody's touched. You can't beat this view. So last night we got in pretty late, but in the dark, Matt and I went ahead and did a bunch of test pans. I ran some stuff through the sluice, and we got some pretty decent sized pickers here. We have one that's really thick, and then we got a nice little piece right here up on the top. You know, I'm really happy with these, so I'm gonna keep digging at that spot. I wanna show you where I'm at. So here's where we're digging. Right in between these three massive boulders, I've been going down, and that's where I ended up getting those really nice pickers out of. And of course, I left my crevicing tools up at the car, and I'm not hiking back to get them, so thank you, Matt. It's gonna do the trick. Am I allowed to film you filming me coming over to look at me while we film each other?
Yeah, we gotta film each other so we know we're doing a little collaboration effort here.
Exactly. Just ran through my first sluice. I showed you the picker. Got Mountaineer Matt with me. Little collab video.
Hey.
Yeah! So we just finished that first 3/4 of a half 5-gallon bucket. And I've got one more picker I'm gonna pull out. It's hanging out right there. So that last sluice run all came out of this really deep pocket. We're gonna go ahead and keep extending over here to the right behind this other big boulder and see if it does the same thing, and just keep punching down. I think there's some really good gold here, and it's just waiting to be found. There's the clean out from the sluice. I have another picker and one that is definitely close to it, but I'm not gonna count that. We're about 100 feet off from the water, and here's our setup. Got two Enos swinging right underneath that Free Soldier tarp that I featured in my 5 top pieces of gear. Working out great for some extra sun protection, even though we have some good shade. And of course, America. right, that was a glorious swim. We're gonna start to actually swim down through the pool now. I'm going to crevice on the left side around this bend, see if there's anything, and then I'm gonna go to this little McIntyre Gulch that I've always dreamed about going to. I just swam across that big pool and we're on the back bend right now, getting closer to that gulch. But Matt and I ran into some really good bedrock with some crevices, so we're gonna see if there's anything hiding under these. Matt and I just got back from exploring a bunch of the McIntyre Gulch. We weren't really finding anything. Around all this bedrock right here, Matt found a really small picker. Wasn't getting much, so we're back at where we've been. We're gonna check out a bunch of new places all over the sections below the tailing piles. We're gonna see if it matches up with what upstream's doing. A lot of the gold upstream likes to be a lot closer to the tailings than compared to the water. It's a lot of flood gold, but there's actually some decent sized pieces too. I wanted to take a quick minute and thank one of my military buddies, Marcel, for this sweet hat, Cream City Custom. He makes amazing fishing rods and he does all the work himself. You can check it out on Facebook or Instagram. I'll put all the links below in my description. If you want to get a badass hat like this, or a shirt like this, or another hat like this, then you'll check it out. And if you want to catch monster fish, you're gonna buy one of his rods. Go ahead and see what he's got. I have another really nice pocket right here. It's 2 feet higher up from the pocket that we've been digging in, so I'm gonna see if there's anything right here, and then if there's not, we're gonna go back to the original pocket and go down even deeper. I am 3 shovels in and I have a nice picker, I can tell right there. Almost shaped like an L. Got another nice little piece right up here. Looking good so far. Well, the sun went down, the wind went away, but we got plenty of daylight left. We gotta keep on the go. So now we're directly below the tailings pile, so we're hoping that this is a ton of black sand, just like upstream. We're gonna go ahead and dig right here underneath all these rocks after we remove them and see if it runs any differently. So that spot under the tailings pile is absolutely littered in fine gold. I've got so many pieces all throughout here, but nothing substantial, so we're gonna go back to my original hole and we're gonna keep digging that out and see if we can get some good stuff. All right, that was an awesome first day. I think we're starting to dial in exactly where the gold is, so tomorrow should be a better day. Let's check out what we got so far. Day 1 cleanup. That's a sweet looking line. And then we have a bunch of really nice pickers in here. Time to go get ready for dinner. 1 more to go tomorrow. We're back at day 2. We slept like babies. Matt, how'd you sleep? That's what I'm talking about. Today we're gonna look for some more gold. We're gonna go upstream to the OG Gold Bar. It's where Mountaineer Matt and I originally met with Scott, and we all had a good time last year down there and found really good gold. So high hopes today. Right down there in the woods, we've got Mountaineer Matt and Scott sleeping with the rattlesnakes. Hooty-hoo! We gotta go wake them up. Dude, they're not here. I know. So Matt and Scott played a joke on us, I guess. It's an internal joke because we were talking about going together upstream, but for the last 2 hours, as we've been eating breakfast and waiting on them to wake up, they've already been up. So they're upstream prospecting. Matt and I are gonna get a hurry on, and we're gonna get up there and meet them. All right, you guys, so Prospector Kyle wasn't able to come on this trip. It's extremely hot down here. He has a very thick, curly coat, and it would have been dangerous. And there's also a lot of rattlesnakes. We've already ran into a few. So big thank you to my girls' parents. They got me this awesome shirt so I can take Kyle everywhere I go. Yeah, buddy. We'll be seeing him on the next adventure. So first thing that I'm doing is removing all of this overburden. There's a ton of it because we're at the bottom of the tailings pile, so it's probably gonna take a few minutes, but once you're at the bottom of that, you're gonna have some really good material, hoping for some heavy pans. All right, so I just got interrupted due to a black sand alert. Let's check out what Mountaineer Matt's got.
I just got interrupted due to a black sand alert. Let's check out what Mountaineer Matt has got.
Did you just copy me? Oh my gosh.
That is nice.
Nice.
Real
Yeah,
nice
so
That's
I
a
would
beautiful
say
little picker, man.
yeah, this is about average for the spot right here.
First bucket is down, and I've got about 40 color right now. 5 of them are actually decent size, so we're gonna keep punching down. What you got? Oh yeah,
Pretty good.
beautiful. We are in a good spot so far. I'm gonna check out some other areas after we take a dip. We should call this like Battle of the Mats. Woo! While my food is cooking, I came over here to do a test pan. Massive, really nice curved rock with a bunch of big boulders right above it. Still coming down outside that same tailings pile, but we're 50 feet upriver. So I'm gonna do a test pan, see if this produces any better gold, and if it does, after I'm done eating, we're coming back here and we're gonna hit it hard. Looks like we're getting some really nice color right now, so we're gonna keep hitting that spot and go all over the backside of that rock. Right behind that massive boulder, we have 2 more that are really deep down there with a nice crevice in between. I got that massive cobblestone that was right here on the left out of there. That way I could get in and dig all that out a lot easier, and the dirt is completely different under there. It's really, really red, super compacted. There's a lot of ironstone and heavies, so we're gonna run this back and test her on the sluice. Just ran through my last bucket. The gold is super fine here. There's so much black sand. So I have a feeling there's a lot of gold hiding behind these guards. We're gonna go ahead and clean this sluice out. I think I'm done for the day. And then we're gonna go down to our other gravel bar that we were hitting yesterday, and we're gonna try to do some test pans on the surface and find some big gold. Here's my final cleanup. So that's 3 buckets through the sluice. A lot of finds, ton of black sand. This took me like a half an hour just to get it cleaned down. We're gonna go down to that gravel bar. There's a picker waiting. Matt and I just got back to our original camp. We're gonna cook up some dinner. We're waiting on Mountaineer Matt and Scott to come meet up with us. We all might do some more test pans, see if we can find some bigger gold down here. Definitely get it in the swimming hole right now, clean up, and that was one hell of a trip. We just can't get enough. Sun's still up. It's so weird. The gold down here is a lot bigger than what it is upstream, but there's no finds. It's getting dark, so we got to be quick. All right, you guys, it is super dark outside. We got some really good gold this trip. We're gonna wake up in the morning and we will see what the final cleanup looks like in the pan. Good night. All right, you guys, so there's my cleanup. I have some really nice pickers in here. That really long one is like a mini hatchet and it actually has some really good thickness to it. There's Mountaineer Matt's. He's got some really nice pickers in there too. Here's Scott's. Everyone's looking awesome on their fine gold, tons of it. And then I think the winner of the fine gold is...
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody got some really good gold. We're gonna go ahead and get packed up, get some water filled, and get on the trail. It's getting really hot. We're gonna show you some cool things along the way, and I'll see you at the top. We just left the bottom at the river. We're only up about 100 feet, and it's already a suck fest. It's extremely hot out here, and it's pretty much straight up to get out of this river. Just to give you an example of what we were dealing with, check out the size of these tailings piles. The river is all the way down there, and these things are just stacked high. Absolutely incredible. We're gonna go check out something now that Mountaineer Matt and Scott found the other day when they were coming down to the river right around this bend. All right, we're walking up. We're at about 125 feet above the river. And yesterday, Matt and Scott were making their way down to the water and they came across a massive collection of bottles, cans, and what looks to appear like an old stove. It's down there. It's connected by some pretty sweet old nails. But yeah, I mean, this is incredible. There's so much here. There's the stove top hanging out. This is a massive mine dump all over the bottom of where they were actually hydraulic mining. Elevation right now is around 300 feet. And we're coming through this nice little forest, and even up this high off the water, these guys have workings everywhere. Got some hydraulic piping, canals that are dug the whole way down through the woods, all different angles everywhere. It's insane to think about the amount of work these guys put into this place. How we doing?
We're surviving. We'll get there.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. Oh yeah, Prospect and Matt.
Oh yeah. Try to look strong and robust instead of weak, battered down, and ready to cry.
I want to cry right now.
I bet.
I just want to give my girl a kiss, my dog a hug, and call my parents. I'm alive. The last 1,500 of elevation gain is the hardest part on this trail. It's extremely steep, all switchbacks. And today it's super hot out. I think we're around 100 degrees or we're almost there. So it's not fun. But knowing that you're almost to the top is a little bit of motivation. All right, we finally made it up to the top. Let's show you the gold. Mountaineer Matt, thanks a lot, man. I love the keychain and I'm gonna feature all the pickers from every single trip inside of the pan. Let's add the pickers first. Nice. And for the fines, you know, it may not be a gram, but this is plenty enough for me to have a great time. But most importantly, this little guy is so happy that I'm home. That was some awesome gold. Everybody had a blast. Now we know why they call it the Fine Gold Patch. We had an amazing time. Thanks for checking out another Mayhem prospecting adventure, and I'll see you on the next mission.